Hey there, this is Teacher Podcast episode 336, Tell, Useful Phrases, Part 1. You read English, you understand English, you've been learning for years, but when it's time to speak, your mind just freezes and the words don't come out. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. My name's Ola and this is Teacher Ola Podcast. I'm here to help you finally speak out loud. This isn't about perfect grammar or fancy vocabulary. This is about your voice, your words, your real English. Today we're going to take one small word that you probably use all the time and really understand it properly. We're talking about the verb tell. By the end of this episode, you'll feel much more confident using it in real conversations, and I'm talking about 10 useful phrases. In this part, we're going to focus on super useful phrases and patterns with tell that you can immediately start using when you speak. These are not random examples, but real life situations and examples that you will come across soon. And speaking of actually speaking, if you've been thinking, okay, I understand English, but I still don't speak as much as I'd like, then this is exactly the moment to change that. The doors to my course, say it out loud, SIOL, SIOL, say it out loud, SIOL, are open again. The doors are open, but only until the 10th of May. This is where we take everything you know and finally turn it into something you can say confidently, naturally, and regularly. Inside, you get my guidance, daily support, and most importantly, access to speaking practice with interactive voice chat that I personally run. And if you want to join us, go to siol.pl, siol.pl. And if you feel like you need to refresh your grammar before you start speaking more, I've got something for you too. Last weekend, I ran a 3-day webinar called Wielka Powtórka Angielskich, Czasów, and the full replay is still available. You can watch it here. Just go to teacherola.com/3 dni. teacherola.com/3 dni. And now, let's get into it. Let's make tell finally make sense. We're going to go through 10 useful phrases with tell. So let's start with a simple idea. Imagine you've heard some news, maybe something exciting, maybe something important. What do you do next? You share it, of course. And in English, very often you tell someone. You tell someone. At its core, tell means to give information to someone. So you're passing something from your mind to another person using words. This is where many learners make a mistake because tell almost always needs a person. We don't just tell, we tell someone something. So very natural sentence would be, he told his family the news. Or she told her manager the truth. You can also use to, especially when you want to sound a bit more formal. Listen to these examples. He told the news to his family. And if you want to ask about it, you might say, did you tell your parents the news? Did you tell your parents the news? Now, in everyday English, we often drop to and go straight to the person. He told me her name, or he told everybody he went on holiday. And a very natural question, can you tell me the answer? Now, imagine a situation where you warned someone about something and then exactly what you said would happens. So you predicted the future. That's when you use, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? It's not a real question. It's more like, see, I was right. Or I've told you so. I've told you. For example, a mini dialogue. I forgot my umbrella and now I'm soaked. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Of course, I told you to take your umbrella, but you didn't listen. Another phrase you'll hear all the time, especially when someone wants to share something a bit personal or important. Here we go. I want to tell you something. Or come here, I want to tell you something. Or hey, I want to tell you something important. Now, let's make things slightly more general. Sometimes we don't give one specific piece of information, but we talk more broadly. That's when we use about. So now we say, tell somebody about something. For example, why didn't you tell me about the accident? In general, why didn't you tell me about it? Or she told me about her new job. And the question, did he tell you about the meeting? Now, another very common pattern is when we introduce a full sentence. That's when we use that. Tell somebody that. For example, she told me that she had missed the bus. Past perfect. She told me that she had missed the bus. Or he told us that he was moving to another city. And the question, did she tell you that she'd got the job? Did she tell you that she had got the job? Now let's talk about how we say things, not just what we say. So if you want to show that you were very direct, maybe even brutally honest, you can say, I told him straight. I told him straight. For example, I told him straight I wasn't interested. Or I told him straight that the idea wouldn't work. The idea wouldn't work. Now, let's move into something a bit more internal, something you say to yourself. Sometimes we repeat things in our own head to stay calm or focused. That's when we say, for instance, I keep telling myself everything will be fine. See? Very useful. I keep telling myself. Or in the past, I kept telling myself not to worry before the exam. Now, imagine someone tells you something and you just don't believe it. That's when we use, are you telling me? It's full of disbelief. Are you telling me? For example, are you telling me you didn't have time to do the homework? Are you telling me you forgot about the meeting? Very useful, isn't it? But time to speak. Yes, right here, right now. Listen and repeat out loud. I'll say each sentence twice. Let's go. He told his family the news. He told his family the news. Can you tell me the answer? Can you tell me the answer? She told me about her new job. She told me about her new job. She told me that she had missed the bus. She told me that she had missed the bus. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. I told him straight I wasn't interested. I told him straight I wasn't interested. I keep telling myself everything will be fine. I keep telling myself everything will be fine. Are you telling me you didn't have time to do the homework? Are you telling me you didn't have time to do the homework? Can you tell me where to go? Can you tell me where to go? So that's it for today's episode on the verb tell. And if you're honest with yourself, this is exactly the kind of word that looks simple on the surface, but behaves in many different ways once you start using it in real conversations. And today we went through 10 patterns with tell, and the goal was not just to understand them, but to feel them, to recognize them when you hear them and use them without overthinking. Now, don't just leave it here. You can actually practice this episode with a free worksheet I prepared for you. You'll find it at teacherola.com/336. If you want to go further and actually start speaking English with confidence, not just learning about it, but using it on the daily, then join my course Say It Out Loud, SIOL, SIOL. The work we do together on your real speaking, on real communication, and all the daily support and the live voice chat practice you get there, this is exactly what makes fluency possible. This is exactly it. This is it. Practice, in one word. It's practical course. It's a speaking course. And enrollment is open until the 10th of May, and you can join at Not really. You can join at siol.pl, siol.pl. And if you want to strengthen your grammar foundation at the same time, you can also watch my free webinar replay Wielka Powtórka Angielskich, czasów. The replay is still available at teacherola.com/3 Thank you so much for listening. Stay fearless, take care, and say it out loud. I love you. I believe in you. I know you are ready to speak English. I'm your teacher, Teacher Ola, and you've been listening to Teacher Ola Podcast. Bye for now.